Good morning. So it's Sunday. I don't even know what date it is. October something. Let's see. October 12th. And I was going to tell you too, so if you're from my old channel, you know my mom Joy. She's going to be 96 November 5th. And on the 9th, it was my mom and dad's, or it would have been their 76th wedding anniversary, which is crazy. My dad died quite a few years ago. I think he was 79 when he passed away. And then the day after was his birthday, and he would have been 97. And my brother Al, who passed away at 61, his birthday is on October 15th. My birthday's on the 26th. My mom's birthday's on the 28th. So people were busy 9 months ago. All right, so I'm going to do these in little parts, hopefully less than 15 minutes again, because I don't use Wi-Fi or anything, and to upload these, it just is a lot faster when they're shorter. And there's so much to cover that I'd rather do it. So it's going to be like an episode 1, 2, whatever. But I did want to talk about, because somebody said, it's really important that, so the government agency that handles identity theft is the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. When you go to do like my FBI report, or it's the FTC, it's all together. And it says, I was so hopeful when I read about it, because when I was looking it up to do it, because you have to make the report online, it says, oh, it'll help you with the plan, and it'll do all this to get your identity back. That's a no. That's a negative. Nobody's going to help you. Not a one. But somebody reminded me too that they have been cut. And if you don't know, the government is shut down right now. And I went on the website last night, and it says, due to the government shutdown, nothing's happening. Nothing at all over there. But I'm going to read you, I said, has it been cut? Because somebody said it's been cut. Yes, the FTC agency has been cut through staff reductions, and there have been recent furloughs due to the government shutdown. The agency is implementing a workforce reduction of about 10%, lowering its headcount to approximately 1,100 employees to align with its budget and strategic priorities, focusing on law enforcement over rulemaking. Yeah. So, no, too. And I'm sure somebody also wrote me that another channel had the same thing happen. They lost 2 channels they had. Guess they got one back. I'm not sure how. I'd love to know. But just know it's happening, and just know there's way less protection now, or way less help. And that's why I'm sharing. Okay, I'll tell you what happened. If you follow me on my old channel, Adventures Over 50, you know I was working out at the state fair. So I was going to work through the whole state fair. I think the state fair is like 12 days long, something like that. And I was working at the honeybee station. I was having a lot of fun. It was fun to do that. And then, so on August 28th, that night, it was a Thursday, and I'm going to go back a little further. I know, and I can't remember how, it was on my computer, I believe, that I did get a notice that I was, I don't know if it's possibly, or I was in a data breach, in a national data breach. And I've gotten that in the past. And, you know, at that time, I was so busy, no excuse. I was casting then. I was doing a lot of makeup jobs. I was working at the fair, and you know I take care of my mom. And I think I thought just like, oh, I should change my passwords. And if you're like me, you have 25 things that you have passwords for, and you end up using like the same passwords or similar passwords because it's so hard to remember. Now I write them down. I literally have a notepad that I write them down in. And there are apps that you can get, or they're called like passkeys that you can get on your phone, and they will keep that information for you, and I believe keep it secure. But again, these people got on my phone, so nothing for me was secure. They somehow got into everything. But that night, on Thursday night, I got a notice that somebody had like gotten into my Facebook or something. And I looked, and it was somebody from like Vietnam. It said, it says, this isn't you, whatever. And I don't know, I didn't think much of it. Again, it was late at night. And then the next morning, I had to be out to the fair by like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. And when you're at the fair, like, there's people all the time. You don't get much of a break. And so all of a sudden then, starting the next morning, I started to notice that woke up to like, oh, your PayPal information has changed, or your Venmo information has changed. It just kept coming. And now I realize that it was probably a phishing scheme when it's happening all at once. And I'm sure this is part of how they do it, is that they want to overwhelm you. So you don't even look at like the address it's coming from. You're just like, oh my gosh, somebody's trying to get in. And again, I'm out at the fair. I don't have much time. So I'm just trying to change my passwords. And again, I believe it was phishing, that they just wanted to see my new passwords to get in. And I made a video that day, and I said, people are trying to get into my stuff, because it just kept happening. And I'm trying to work, but I'm looking at all this stuff coming through. And finally around 2 o'clock, I was supposed to be done at 3. I got a notice that now they were like, my bank account, like, oh, your bank account password has changed or whatever. Like, I did not do that. And I told the person I work for, I said, I have to go. Because I had already told them in the morning, and like, somebody's trying to get into my stuff. And that's when I got really, like, took it. I mean, it wasn't, not that I wasn't taking it seriously, but that was like, oh, my bank account. PayPal and whatever. And I think I called and canceled my debit card at that point, because I knew I just wanted to cut that off. And so I literally left there. I had to take a bus back to my car where I was parked. And I just remember sitting there looking out the window thinking, oh my gosh, what is this? But you always think like you said, somebody steals your debit card, it's always fine. It's always fine. So I get to my bank, and I'm talking to the teller, and I'm like, listen, this is what I got. And it says the password has changed. And I know by this time they were on my phone. And again, it might have been a phishing scam. But while I was there, we redid my password. Like, I did it with her. I'm like, okay, it's locked, it's safe. I felt confident leaving the bank, like, okay, it's all gonna be okay. I'm driving home no more than 10 minutes. And again, that's why I think it was a phishing scam, because they wanted to see what my new password was to get in. They wanted me to change it so they could see on my phone what it was. So 10 minutes driving home, and I get a text saying your transfer has gone through. And I'm like, I didn't do that. I literally pull over in a parking lot, and I call, and I'm like, somebody transferred money. It wasn't me. And they send me to like the fraud department, and then they send me to like the whoever, his name is Mitch, the big guy. And they said, well, there's somebody else on your account. I have my account, but my mom's account is attached, because I take care of all of her, bills and stuff like that. And they said, my mom is 95. She can't see. There's no way she could get in there. It was not her. And so they went in, and they realized somebody had changed all the information, like, oh, is this your email address? I'm like, no, that's not my email address. Is this your phone number? No, that's not my phone number. So they then locked down my account. And it was hair raising, because what happens is what they do is they had to transfer, because it was a money market, they had to transfer to the checking to transfer it out. I don't think you can transfer, I don't know, like right from the money market. I'm not sure how they work or as far as how they get it out. But what they'll do is they transfer it out not to another account, but into cryptocurrency so it can't be traced. And so thank goodness they had to do that step of transferring it to my checking account, because by the time, like I said, it was 10 minutes in, I called right away, they shut it down. And so they at least ended up not getting money out of my account. So, okay, it's been 11 minutes and we're only on the first day. So, so we'll continue tomorrow. But yeah, that was the beginning of it. And it was like, it's a game of whack-a-mole ever since then. And it's scary. But, I thought everything would be okay after that. But it just kept happening. And next up, I'll tell you about that night what happens. They sent me a text. And other things. Physical things. Okay, we're going to stop there. Episode 1 done. Again, go get a VPN. And if anything else, change all your passwords. Change all your passwords. Just like me, I'm like, oh, who wants to pay for VPN? Nothing's ever happened before. Again, right now the government shut down. There's nobody working at the Federal Trade Commission. The staff has been cut. It's very important and an integral time to be protected. Somebody asked which one, Surfshark or Nord is good. Did some research, talked to other people. There's somebody on here too that did research. Nord seems to be a little bit better, but I think either one is going to help you out. If you work on your computer, if you want to keep that safe, have an antivirus on there, have a good antivirus on there. And yeah, again, we just give our information out willy-nilly. We have all these apps. A lot of times you can't even pay cash for stuff. You have to use your debit card and put it in. Like with Amazon, you have to do that. I don't use Amazon anymore. So my spending has gone down exponentially since not having that available to me. And it's actually been a good thing. One of the silver linings. But get a VPN. Get a VPN. If you do any banking online, if you have any apps attached to your banking account or your credit card or your debit card. Okay. I'll see you in the next one. Episode 2 coming up. Bye.